Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to today's webinar on TechGig.com. Today's topic is Top 15 Tips for Engineers Effective Email Communication. We are delighted to have Mr. Rajesh Sengamedu, Head Sales and Marketing in Cointel. Rajesh brings in 20 plus years of corporate and entrepreneurial experience in sales and marketing business development. Rajesh currently heads sales and marketing at Cointel, a Finnish telecom solution company. Gentlemen, in this webinar, you can ask your questions to the presenter by typing in the chat pane available in webinar control panel. So without further delay, I invite Mr. Rajesh to present the webinar.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. First of all, thank you, TechGig, for giving this opportunity to talk about the top 15 tips for engineers, effective email communication. My name is Rajesh, and if you want to know more about me, I run two blogs. SMBsalesconsultancy.com is a consultancy blog that I run, which is suitable for sales and marketing for small and medium businesses. And I also blog, maybe as individuals you might be interested to look at this blog. I blog about inspirational topics here at Harnessing Your Potential at WordPress Tasks. And if you need to reach me, you've got my number and my email ID here and my Twitter handle here. So everybody, first of all, warm welcome once again. And what I'm going to do in the next hour or so is to take you through some of the practical tips that I have been using, and I have some good email techniques being used by other people, and I want to share those things to you. And my emphasis on this particular presentation would be making a few assumptions. The first one is that some of you would be communicating with external people, customers, vendors, partners, etc. And some of you would also, it also means that you would be communicating with people in the international context. So, so my presentation, I will kind of share examples related to how you should write an email to geared up to communicating with an external world, especially international community. Okay, and you're welcome to stop me anytime by typing out a question, and as soon as I get it on my panel here, I will make sure that I answer that question at an appropriate time, and then move forward. So let's make this a little bit more interactive, albeit one-way traffic from your side in terms of typing out the questions. So I want to start by my presentation by giving you quotes. Okay, the first quote that I want to share with you is, I don't remember where I read this, but it says, music is the next best thing to silence. So people seek silence, and when they can't silence, they listen to music. That's what it means. Okay, so what it means is, first of all, silence is the most important thing, and the next thing that is important is music. The second one is a famous quote with Calvin and Hobbes, and I wanted to share this with you guys. Calvin said, sometimes when I'm talking, my words can't keep up with my thoughts. I'm pretty sure it's the same with each one of us. I wonder why we think faster than we speak. I'm pretty sure it's absolutely true for all of us. Hobbes says, probably so we can think twice. I want to emphasize this. Okay, probably so because we can think twice. So, the key point is we have to think twice before we actually speak, and that's why our thoughts move faster. Well, actually, it's much more true even in the case of emailing as well. Okay, you have to think before you email, and one of the first tip that I want to share with you is use the following priority as your communication method. Okay, and what is the priority? Let me share with you. First one, wherever possible, please do a face-to-face meeting. If you can't do a face-to-face meeting, please do a video conference. If you can't do a video conference, please pick up the phone and call. And if you can't do a phone call, please use instant messaging and communicate your message. And if you can't do any of these, then resort to writing an email. So I think the first and most useful tip that you would do is to think before you mail and follow a priority as follows. Now let's understand why, okay? Let's understand why. First of all, email takes more time to read and write. There is no interactivity in email. You got to write an email, you got to shoot it out, the other person receives it, and then he responds to you. There is no emotion. You know, there's hardly any emotion. What you hear me say, you can hear emotions in my voice. But in email, absolutely no emotion. And worse still, you would end up communicating wrong emotions. You will say something in your email, and the other person will interpret it something else. Lastly, no non-verbal cues. There's nothing like no body language. You can't see the other person. It's so difficult to communicate on email. So please think before you email. Now, what's the benefit if you follow this process? Let me explain to you the simple thing. Let's assume that you've got to communicate something, and it takes you 3 minutes by a phone call. Let me tell you, it will take you at least 30 minutes on email. To type out an email, it will take you 30 minutes. Now, if you want to increase your productivity by 10x on email, just be more productive by not writing mails. That's the tip number one that I want to share with you guys. Okay? So, the tip number two, what I want to share with you guys is